Welcome to the Expired Podcast by Macy Bookout and Natalie Gard. Follow along on YouTube, TikTok, Facebook, and Instagram at the Expired Podcast.
Listeners are from Chattanooga. As soon as we post, we get like where people are listening from, and it's always Chattanooga, Nashville,
That's
Charlotte,
exciting.
or Dallas. We have a lot of listeners in Dallas.
Well,
Or in Texas.
Taylor's family's from Dallas, Fort Worth, so
I'm thinking that's what it is.
they could have listened to support and then been like, no, that's not good. Y'all should listen
Yeah.
to this.
So
Because
thank you.
I think I tell you like every week after a ball tournament, like all the moms are constantly like, oh my God, I was telling my friend, blah, blah, blah. It's so good.
So
And they're
good.
always like, it just gets better and better. I'm like, that's
Good.
good because we're trying to get better.
Yes. Yes,
we
we
really are.
We're really trying.
That's exciting though. Chattanooga's our top.
Yep.
That's awesome.
Most of the time. So, Chattanooga, keep going. Keep going.
we
'cause
love
it.
you.
Yes, we do. Okay, let's talk about Blair Adams. His full name is Robert Dennis Blair Adams. He was born on December 28th of 1964. He was a resident of British Columbia, Canada, which we're a Tennessee-based crime cast, Chattanooga-based crime
Yeah,
cast.
so that
so it's
sounds
like,
weird.
What? He lived in
Mhm.
Canada.
We're saying what too?
I know.
Yeah.
This case is insane and it's still unsolved. So
It's crazy.
he lived in Canada, Blair. He quit his job randomly. He's in his 30s.
Mm-hmm.
He withdrew everything from all of his bank accounts.
Mm-hmm.
And this is in 1996. So, like, all of his money, all of his gold bars, all of his coins, platinum, like, all precious metals.
In a safe deposit box.
Mhm.
Yep.
He
That's-
withdrew everything.
Something's
Everything.
going on.
Yeah.
Okay.
So then he attempted to enter the United States via ferry into Seattle, Washington.
Can I ask, have you ever been on a ferry?
No.
I haven't either, and I kind of want to.
Is there? I think there's a ferry in New York City, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there are actually a few
Ton of them.
ferries. Yeah.
I've been on one of those when I was in high school, but
I've always wanted to do it like with my car.
yeah, that would be cool, right? I've
Right?
never
And
done
also kind of terrifying because I don't like water.
that.
Like, I have such a fear of drowning.
oh really?
Yes. You can't control the water. So, like, people are like,
True.
but you can ride dirt bikes, and, like,
'Cause you-
still? And I'm like, yes.
You grew up with the Titanic, like that was the movie.
Yeah, not the submersible.
Yeah, exactly.
But, yeah, water scares I still get in water and swim and go on boats and jet skis and
It's just a fear.
yeah, because you never know what it's going to do. It's
Yeah.
always moving. The ground doesn't move unless
Yeah.
it's an earthquake. And then I wouldn't be, riding dirt bikes or a motorcycle.
Mhm.
So, ferries.
Fairies.
Clearly didn't take my ADHD medicine today.
At least you took your blood pressure medicine.
I did take
because
that. I did take that.
It's gonna raise.
Yes, it is.
So he tried to get a ferry from Canada to Washington. Immigration flagged him a couple of times for possibly being a drug courier because he had so much money on him. Like, if you were gonna uproot your
A lot
life,
of cash, yeah.
a lot of cash. If you're gonna uproot your life, you're gonna have everything on you.
Right.
And this is in the 90s, so
I wonder if they had to fill the forms out so when you travel internationally, you have like your customs forms and it will say, how much cash are you carrying? Blah, 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 blah. Because anytime I've gone international, I carry cash.
yeah,
A bit of it, just in case.
just in case you have to have
So
it.
I wonder if they had those forms back then, because I feel like if they did, maybe he didn't mark that he was carrying all this stuff,
Mhm.
and then they saw it and they were like, "Wait, why wouldn't you tell us?"
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
that's probably what happened because
Okay. That's what I'm
it just
thinking.
because he's just random person, and
Mm-hmm.
from my understanding of the case, if my opinion agrees with what actually happened, that would make a lot of sense.
Right.
That would make a lot of sense.
Right.
So we got stopped a couple of times by like border control, Pacific Highway border crossing with all of his money and stuff. You know, they were like, okay, it's fine. And he was free to go on his way because of lack of evidence.
After he was denied?
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
he was denied a little bit.
They're just trying to figure it out, basically.
Yeah.
Okay. This is interesting the more I'm reading this.
I know.
Okay. So once he manages to enter the United States, which was by car, on July 10th in a Nissan Altima. He's in Seattle, which also, like, Seattle. We're talking Canada, Seattle. Like, how did he end up here?
I don't know. That's the whole question of this case.
Yes. I'm waiting for something. Like, I keep thinking, oh, this is why he was here. Like, nothing, it doesn't make sense.
Yeah, because the first podcast I listened to about this was he was a Canadian who bought a ticket to Germany and ended up dead in Knoxville, Tennessee.
Right.
Like,
it doesn't make it. The math ain't mathin' here. Okay, so he arrives in Seattle, where he then purchases a round trip ticket to Frankfurt, Germany. Again, how do you get to Knoxville?
Yeah.
He had actually worked previously on a project in Frankfurt, Germany for his stepfather's construction company. He had also dated a German woman that lived there, but she did later tell law enforcement that he had never contacted her about visiting or like why he would be coming there.
Right.
So she did not know anything about where he was, what he was doing, why he was doing anything.
Yeah.
Adams subsequently forewent the flight to Frankfurt, which means he didn't go, and he instead traded his ticket for credit to Washington, D.C. So, Canada, try to get in the United States, couple pauses, by car to Seattle, you're supposed to go to Germany, you trade your ticket to Germany for a ticket to go to DC.
Yeah. Weird.
Something's happening.
So much, yeah.
So upon arriving in DC, he rented a Toyota Camry. Okay, first of all, I just gotta say, Nissan Altimas and Toyota Camrys, those are great vehicles. I know this because my dad is an auto body man and owns a shop, and those are cars you can drive till the wheels fall off, which is why they're rental cars. Okay, is it Dulles?
Yeah, Dulles Airport.
This is weird.
I know.
Okay, he gets there, gets the Camry around 6:45 a.m. Later that morning on U.S. Route 250 in Troy, Virginia, Adams backed his car into another motorist vehicle, causing minor damage. The driver of the car told detectives that Adams seemed like he was just a nice guy, but he did seem like he was in a hurry.
Mm-hmm. And he was spotted soon thereafter at a gas station, and he was acting like odd because he like would talk to some of the patrons of the gas station and then go in and come out. He like couldn't find his keys.
Disarray. Like he was just kind of all over the place.
He was a mess. He was a hot mess.
Yeah.
And
Hot Mess Express.
The gas station attendant even says on record, like, we were trying to help him find his keys. We were like, okay, if it's not on your person and you've been here since you got out of the car, it's got to be either here or in the car.
Mm-hmm.
And they decided, okay, I guess the keys are in the car. You need to get a tow truck down here or whatever you need to do. And he just seemed real, like, frazzled and just...
Like he was trying to find the keys, but he couldn't even think about finding the keys.
Yeah.
Almost. Okay. There's clearly something going on. Yeah.
Major red flags.
Like he's panicked. He's running.
Mm-hmm.
He's afraid. Can't even think.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that's how I feel when I don't take my medicine. So, Adams arrives in East Knox County, Tennessee, which is between Knoxville and Strawberry Plains, so like northeast Tennessee. That's sometime around July 10th, like the evening of July 10th, which is in 1996. I feel like that was a prime time as far as technology, like security footage, stuff like that, DNA.
Which is 500 miles away from where he landed.
Exactly.
In Washington, D.C.
And he wasn't even supposed to be there.
Yeah.
So the first reported sighting of Adams in Knoxville occurred at the BP gas station at Strawberry Plains Pike at 5:30 p.m. Gerald Sapp, an interstate repair service driver, had been called to the gas station. This was about like the car key, not being able to enter the vehicle. Sapp did say, I asked him to look in his pockets. I said, if you drove this thing up here, you gotta have another key in your pockets. And he wouldn't look.
Yeah.
So he wouldn't look in his pockets. Wow.
Weird.
Everything's weird. And Sapp said, he said, so I thought he was nuts. That sounds like what a country person. I thought he was nuts. He was bound to determine that he had the key that he needed for that car. So Sapp arranged to have the car towed to a local repair shop and dropped Adams off at a Fairfield Inn in Knoxville on Cracker Barrel Lane.
That is a thing.
Very southern. It is a thing. Every Cracker Barrel, it is called Cracker Barrel Lane. Upon his arrival at the Fairfield Inn, Adams was captured on closed circuit. What was that? Thunder or the crazy people upstairs. The people upstairs are crazy, aren't they?
They're crazy.
It's bad. Okay. He was captured on closed circuit television footage, aka CCTV type of thing, in the hotel lobby. He spent around 40 minutes loitering in the hotel before purchasing a room with $100. When the hotel clerk attempted to return his change, Adams exited the lobby and walked outside. It was later determined that he never even entered the hotel room that he purchased.
40 minutes. Going back and forth? Like, that's weird.
It's all weird.
It's all very, very weird. Very weird. So.
Oh my gosh.
With everything happening on Strawberry Plain Pike, the exchange with Blair Adams, with the gas station, with the hotel, like
Cracker Barrel Lane.
It's just weird. Everything is so weird. So Blair Adams was discovered by construction workers at about 7:30 a.m. on July 11th, 1996. This was in a parking lot that was under construction near the Country Inn Suites and near Strawberry Plains, where I-40 is, and where he rented a room but never went into the room.
And lost his car keys
Didn't. Like, everything.
This is weird.
It's so weird. So he booked this room. The next morning, he's found half naked with his pants down, his shirt up. He had socks and shoes on and was laying with almost $4,000 of cash near his body.
Not just any cash. No. German money, Canadian money, and U.S. dollars.
Yes. And it was like in a
fanny pack. $4,000.
In 1996, that would have been... If this was a robbery,
that would be gone.
That would be gone, right?
Ooh.
So all this stuff is laying around him. The police also located a black duffel bag which contained maps and travel receipts. This fanny pack with all the gold bars and coins and jewelry, sunglasses, everything. Like, everything was left there.
Keys.
Yeah.
And a pair of sunglasses. Those keys might have been the Toyota Camry keys.
Who knows? Who knows? But according to the autopsy report done by the University of Tennessee's Medical Center, Blair Adams had sustained cuts and abrasions, but died from a blow to the stomach, which would have to be a hard,
Yeah, I can only
violent
imagine it would rupture his spleen or something.
to kill him. Like, that was what killed him.
Yeah, it would have to have ruptured, like, spleen, appendix, something that then whatever is within that organ is not supposed to be outside of the organ.
Right. A lot of people during this time thought he was hit by a car. Like, hit by an SUV in the stomach. The blow to that. That's just what I've heard.
Yeah. And then maybe whoever did it, like,
just left. Didn't bother to check. I don't know.
So he was actually found on the road?
No, he was found in a parking lot that was under construction.
Okay, by the hotel and by the interstate.
Yeah, by the hotel, by the interstate.
Okay.
Blow to the stomach. He had like cuts and abrasions and stuff like that. But he had a violent blow that ruptured his stomach. His official cause of death was sepsis stemming from an abdominal blow.
Mm-hmm.
He was also found with his forehead, a wound on his forehead that could have been done by a crowbar or a club. There were other injuries indicating that he could have even have been sexually assaulted, but I think that's only because his
pants were down.
Yeah.
Yeah, it very well could have been that maybe whoever he was running from caught up to him
and staged it, or or even did that.
Yeah, I mean, possibly, but I'm thinking that he just had the crap beat out of him, and in order for them to get away with it, they pulled his pants down or whatever to make it look like it was a sexual assault.
Right.
If there was no proof.
Like he was out looking for a sex worker or whatever.
Right. Yes.
And they killed him because of that.
But I do wonder also, it makes me think whoever was coming after him, because in my opinion, he was clearly running from someone. If they did catch up with him, it couldn't have been about money. Because they would have taken it. Yeah. All the jewelry, all the gold bars, all the money. Like, I don't know.
I don't know either.
So with the investigation, law enforcement initially suggested the possibility that Adams' death had been sex-related since he was almost entirely nude when discovered. The only physical DNA evidence that was found at the scene was one strand of long hair that was gripped in Adams' hand. That's very telling, in my opinion. According to subsequent interviews with his mother, Adams had been acting oddly in the weeks prior to his leaving Canada, though she said Adams refused to tell her what was bothering him. According to friends and family, Adams had been sober for 2 years at the time of his death and had recently stopped attending Alcoholics Anonymous meetings. He also allegedly told friends that someone was trying to kill him and confided in his mother that someone had been spreading rumors about him. In a 2010 interview with local law enforcement, it was revealed that the Knoxville Police Department had never received a credible tip in Adams' death. Though a composite sketch of a man was released in the case, the sketch was of a man that 2 women claimed to have witnessed Adams speaking to. The unknown man he was speaking to, it was outside of the Cracker Barrel restaurant near the Fairfield Inn where he had purchased the room.
Mm-hmm.
I have a theory.
Okay, tell us.
This is 1996, right?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Okay, I'm thinking, what if he was a gay man He was not out for that.
Mm-hmm.
No one, for the most part, knew. What if he had a relationship with someone in Canada who was married to a woman, and someone found out about it, and that said man he had a relationship with started threatening him, so he was running, basically, and caught up to him, killed him, and that's why his pants were down. That's why he told his mom. People were spreading rumors about him.
Mm-hmm.
That's why he had been acting strangely and just trying to get out of town.
Yeah, very relevant.
And
I haven't really
maybe say the man, if this theory is correct, maybe say the man who he had relations with was also maybe did some criminal business.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. But how would he end up in Knoxville?
That's what I'm thinking, is like maybe the guy was able to get in touch with him and say like, hey, we're all good, but I need you to go down here and do this business deal with me.
Yeah.
Or like, crap's about to hit the fan because so-and-so is telling everybody that they saw us together,
Mm-hmm.
and my wife's gonna find out.
Mm-hmm.
You need to get out of the country. By the way, I got a business deal down here.
That would make sense because he bought the ticket in Germany.
Right. To Germany.
So he's like, okay, I'm gonna get out of the country.
Yes, and I'm gonna go see possibly see the girl that he had a relationship with, which would make it seem like he's not.
Gosh. You're a criminal mastermind. Because I had no, like, at the end of each episode we usually give our opinions, but I'm just like so dumbfounded. I have no idea what could or would or should have happened.
Mm-hmm. It makes sense.
It makes total sense.
Yeah.
You're a mastermind.
Could be totally wrong.
It could be wrong. This is unsolved.
100% a theory, but
that's a good theory.
That makes the math. Right? Like,
yeah, it makes the math work. Yeah.
I mean,
because
there was never a credible tip ever received.
Mm-hmm.
But a composite sketch of a man was released in the case. The sketch was of a man that two women claimed to have witnessed Adams speaking to outside of the restaurant of Cracker Barrel, like between the restaurant and the Fairfield Inn, which is kind of like exactly where his body was found.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, maybe his pants were down because the way that the man, got close to him was because they were gonna do the limbo, and really he was just trying to kill him.
Yeah.
I mean, it wasn't about money, obviously.
It wasn't about money.
It was about whatever Robert Adams knew.
Yeah.
Or what he could say, or what he saw, or what he was a part of. It wasn't about money. I really think that that's what it was. I think it was probably a very powerful, dangerous person who was having a relationship with him and it was 1996. Like back, it wasn't okay almost anywhere to be gay. Like it was, the devil. Like it was so
bad then.
Bad. Like not. It was a different world.
Yeah, it was.
That
is so interesting. It makes me think of the Taylor Swift lyric, "Shade never made anybody else gay."
I've
been talking a lot about Taylor Swift lately. Just love her.
Well, she's everywhere. She's a boss.
Oh, this case is just so wild. So
I want to know what y'all think.
Yes.
Because to me, there's clearly so much evidence none of it points to what actually happened or who could have done this.
Yeah.
None of it.
None of it.
And again, because it was 1996 and because there is no other, like his mom doesn't know anything. His ex-girlfriend doesn't know anything. He was so secretive. And for him to honestly, for there to be so much evidence, but no evidence to say he was a criminal and a bad guy and that did all this, because there is none. The only secrets that were kept that were life and death at that time were it was sexuality.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. Yeah, I don't know.
There's proof of nothing else. The only theory, there are plenty of theories that could make sense. But when you put it all on the table, in 1996, like, the biggest life and death piece of the puzzle would be sexuality.
Yeah.
Just saying.
Yeah, it's insane.
What did you think happened?
I don't know. Like, I've listened to this case. I've watched videos.
Many things on it.
Yes,
Yeah.
I have, and I've just been like, the one time I have no opinion on what happened.
Yep.
It has been featured on different television shows and true crime podcasts, including Unsolved Mysteries, My Favorite Murder, and Crime Junkie, which I love.
Yep.
But I have no idea. Like, I really do not have a theory on this one because it's just so weird. I feel like maybe he probably had a mental breakdown of some sort, whatever that caused, and it ended up in his death somehow.
Yeah. Do you think that... So I didn't put much weight to this part of it, but, like, you know, according to friends and family, he had been sober for 2 years, but he had recently stopped attending AA meetings, and then told his friends that someone was trying to kill him, and then he talked to his mom about someone spreading rumors about him. Like, do we think maybe he started drinking again? Or
it could have been a relapse and a mental health thing.
Right, I'm thinking, or maybe he was still actually sober, but his mental health was in shambles. But to me, like, not like mental health, maybe he had a mental break, and this is why this whole catastrophe of, like, I need to go here, do this, I'm going to trade this to go here. Who knows why he was even in Knoxville. That 100% could just be what was going on for him mentally at the time. But it still doesn't explain why he was, like, murdered.
Yeah.
Like, that doesn't make sense to me. Unless it was just, again, I don't believe in coincidences. To me, it's just not a coincidence that all this stuff happened. And he ends up in dang Knoxville, Tennessee,
dead
by a Cracker Barrel.
Yeah.
Dead with his pants around his ankles and $4,000 worth of stuff around him.
Yeah.
With a blow to the stomach and then possibly another major injury caused by a freaking crowbar. Like, I mean...
Yeah. Sus.
Very.
I don't know.
I'm going with my theory.
I think your theory is very creative, and I would have never thought of it. That's why I love doing crime podcasts, because you think of things that I may not think of.
And you think of stuff that I wouldn't think of, yeah.
Wild.
Could be totally not true, but I want to know. This is one of those, like, I want to talk to people that were involved in that case.
Yeah.
I want to know, is there something that is not public knowledge, which they won't tell us because it's still unsolved.
Yeah.
But I am also assuming that the long strand of hair that was found in his hand there's no match that's come up.
Yeah.
I wonder, what if he could have possibly been attacking someone, and then someone came in to help the other person,
That would be a good theory.
Mm-hmm.
You know, he was acting weird before.
Mm-hmm.
Several accounts of that.
Could have been a sex worker.
Right.
And someone witnessed it.
Or, you know, and got rid of him
Mm-hmm.
and took off because they were scared about what would happen to them. I don't know. What do you think?
And if you know anything about this case, please message us.
Yeah.
Or
1-800-TBI-FIND. Because that's always the place to go.
No,
we're talking about
definitely.
anything.
Definitely.
Yeah, that's so weird. This is such a weird case.
It's so weird. It is so weird.
So weird. By the way, if you watched our last episode, it is still raining. Go back and watch. If
Cal
you haven't.
Logsdon.
Oh my gosh. Okay, well.
It's gonna rain for 3 days and 3 nights.
Mm-hmm. Next week is your birthday.
It is. I always forget how old I'm gonna be.
I know you said you thought you were gonna be one age and you're gonna be a year younger.
Yeah, I'm like, oh shit, I'm aging myself.
Yeah, you are. Yeah.
I do think I'm gonna start getting Botox again though.
Let me know. I want to get a little lip filler.
It hurts like hell.
Does it?
Yes.
Does it burn?
Doesn't burn. Hurts. Hurts. Like, hurts. And I have a
Maybe
very high pain
I
tolerance.
have a very low pain tolerance.
Okay, you will cry.
So maybe I'll
Just know it's going to hurt.
doing the lip liner trick.
The good thing though is that it only hurts while it's happening. Like once it's out and done, it doesn't hurt after that. I mean, it's a little sore, but nothing. But it hurts bad. I can feel it thinking about it. Yeah, I haven't done any of that in like years because I've been, my breast implants. I want them out. Haven't put any foreign anything in my body, but
In a while.
I'm really missing Botox, okay?
Yeah. It just keeps everything nice. And
So I might do that for myself for my birthday.
All right. Well,
Do you-
I'm going to come.
Do you buy yourself a birthday present?
No.
Why?
Because I'm poor.
Do you give yourself like a birthday
Usually
day? Like where you just do whatever
you want.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
So you do something for yourself for your birthday.
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Like get my hair done, go get my nails done, something
Yes.
small. Like
Yes.
just
Like, yeah, it doesn't
usually
have to
try
be.
and be off on that day.
Yeah.
So that I can do something. For
I
myself.
think everyone, if you're able to, should
try and do
should do, even if you can't take
Take the
off
whole
work,
day.
like take a bath or watch a Netflix, 2 episodes of a Netflix. You know what I mean? Like do something.
Do something for yourself.
For
that day.
yourself. So it probably won't be Botox actually. I'm not committed to putting stuff in my body again yet. I don't know. But
Maybe a facial or a massage or something extra that you wouldn't normally do.
I don't know. I really just want to go hiking with my kids. Because we always go and I get to pretend like I didn't only last 2 days on Naked and Afraid. Because I still swear by it. I'm still.
That was his fault though, right?
Mm-hmm. No.
The guy's fault?
No, he made up for them. He was a good partner. No, honestly, it was the freaking thorns.
Yeah.
I had to get thorns surgically removed from my feet. The thorns in Nicaragua, they were this big, and they grow on everything, including up out of the ground.
I'm gonna go back and watch your
Death.
episode.
Absolute death. And I had really got my feet tough.
Yeah.
Tough.
Never could do that.
When you
Ever.
cannot walk around to do things because your feet feel
hurt.
like they don't just hurt. I'd rather get somebody stab a needle in my lips over and over and over again for my feet to ever feel like they felt when I was there. It was awful. I could not walk. And then you're just stuck in your thoughts when you can't stay busy and do your chores and stuff. It was not fun. It was terrible.
Speaking of TV, Teen Mom is back. I feel like this is such an odd thing because we're known to our like podcast audience, but you have a freaking stinking daggone TV show, and it's back. So watch Teen Mom Wednesdays on MTV.
It's so crazy because we always do press days before it airs, and it's not that I haven't thought about it, because I obviously have, but it's so weird when you actually put it into perspective. That Bentley is like the first and oldest teen mom child. Like, people all across America, they call him America's nephew. He's starting high school in a couple of weeks. Freaking high school, y'all. I don't know what I'm gonna do. Oh my God.
You're gonna be the first teen mom with a teen kid.
Well, I was the first 16 pregnant, oldest child. So I feel like a lot of the first are always me, but it just happened that way. But I will say, I look back to the stuff I was doing and the things I got myself into or snuck myself into at his age. Kids are different nowadays.
He's mild.
I mean, I was not a bad kid, but I was a normal kid. And I for dang sure was pushing the limits and sneaking out. And half the stuff I thought my parents didn't know I was doing, they most definitely knew I was doing it. You know what I mean? But that's a part of being a kid. But, like, kids, at least him and, like, his friends and all the kids his age that I know, they don't
do it.
No, like,
there's too many ways to get caught. We know that in true crime. There's too many ways.
No, there definitely is, but it's almost like they don't care.
Yeah.
Like the want to do this because I want to just do something and see if I can get away with it, or like sneak out to go toilet paper roll somebody's house. You know what I mean? Like shit like that. Like, they don't do any of this stuff.
But that's good on you as a parent.
It is.
Not gonna.
Part of me wants to be like, hey man, like,
go to
this year,
bad.
find somebody that you think we should roll their house. I need to take you to roll somebody's house. Like, have you lived if you haven't rolled somebody's house?
No, you haven't.
Right. But also, it's kind of
knock on wood, because
it's also kind of scary though, because
he might become that. You don't know.
I mean, if the worst thing he's doing is rolling people's house, I'm not. Sorry.
Yeah.
What's the word? Okay, you got to go clean it up. I mean, but I think it's different. This is sad in today's world because of guns. Like, as soon as I said I need to take him to roll somebody's house, I was like, no.
Yeah.
Because I'm not stepping on anybody's property in the middle of the night. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
And I'm for damn sure not taking my kid to.
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, he starts high school. I'll keep y'all updated. May need a few mental health days for that.
Seriously.
We got a schedule too.
Yeah, we do. Because we're already at the end of what we've scheduled,
Which is crazy. I feel like we did that yesterday.
We did it yesterday, literally.
We really want y'all to send us cases.
Yeah.
Seriously.
Especially Tennessee cases, just because that's, our bread and butter. But we've had so many great cases from different areas of the world that we could easily get into. So if you're into that, let us know, because we really want to know what you want and provide that for you.
Yep. And also let us know if you live or grew up or anything to do with like the Gulf Coast. We will be going on vacation literally in like a week and a half, 2 weeks. And we've recorded episodes that can air while we are gone. But we're kind of thinking, obviously, like, what murders have happened here? If you know of any like cases that say they're solved, whatever, but they're interesting and cool, let us know. Or unsolved and you think we might be able to uproot some information, because we're gonna be around the Gulf Coast area, Florida side.
Destin-ish.
Yeah, Panama City at 38, like all all the Florida
Yeah.
panhandle thing.
That would be so fun.
And I mean, it wouldn't be the worst thing if we had to add a couple extra days to our vacation to like do some real in-person sleuthing.
That would be.
Because only we work while on vacation.
Yeah, only us.
But yeah, let us know if there's a case that you wonder what happened, or you know something about anything. Just let us know.
Yeah.
If anything and we don't hear anything, we might just turn it into like Shark Week and talk about murders. Or like sharks murdering people.
Oh gosh. All right. Well, make sure you're subscribing to our YouTube channel so you can get early access to our episodes each and every Monday.
Follow us on TikTok.
Follow us on TikTok, Facebook, and Instagram. You can email us at expiredpodcast@gmail.com for any of those cases that we, mentioned. And just follow along.
If you have any criticism, please tell us. We like constructive criticism, and we haven't said this in a while. If you're gonna be an asshole, be a funny one.
This is the Expired Podcast.
Bye.
Thanks again for listening. Follow along on social media at The Expired Podcast. Plus, we're looking for a Florida case for next week's episode. New episodes out every Monday.